As I'm Jared, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen, live on Neevesknives. How's everybody doing tonight? So we have Thanksgiving coming up here pretty soon, so we got a lot of sales going on. We're going to talk about a few of those here shortly. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about a lot of them already. I am thinking about putting together a full video on just like a collaboration of all like the best sales, the best things I can find. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully in the next couple days. Maybe I might or might not. But the thumbnail knife. Let's take a look at it. So Medford, which is kind of crazy that Medford would do this. Not really. I mean, I guess people would say that probably 10 years ago, but it seems like he likes to follow some of the trends too. Like as far as if the audience wants it, like if he gets enough people asking for it, he's gonna do it. Like just like the bearings things, right? He was kind of against bearings, but then when like he got 10,000 messages saying, "Come on, man, do some bearings," he was like, "All right, fuck it," and he starts doing some bearings. So he's pretty good with doing that. Hey, bud, I'm live. Let me share this with you guys. So here is the front flipping knife from Medford. Now, it does look pretty cool. It does look really cool. However, the one problem I have, which is the same problem everybody else has, is the sharpening choil plunge grind termination. It is horrid. Now, he did a video making an argument for it. And I've heard this argument 1,000 times. I've even used this argument with specific knives. It makes sense for diving knives, ship boat knives, things like that. It always makes sense. For something like this, that doesn't make any sense. And I say that because, like, is this really going to wind up in a combat? Is this really going to wind up underwater, cutting yourself out of a rope? Maybe. I mean, I guess there is the chance, but I would say the better chances are that people are going to just use it as an EDC knife and are going to want to sharpen it. And the guy who winds up going deep sea diving, can bring a different knife. He should have a fixed blade anyways. It's just, I don't know. I like the knife though, and I do want to try it. Now the one thing is though, is that I can't tell from the picture, and I haven't tried one of these, but he usually does internal stop pins. It looks like there might be a stop pin right there though. Now that I'm thinking about, well, I don't know. It's hard to say, but if he's using internal stop pins, you could just cut your own choil in. You cut a finger choil in, sharpening notch, whatever you want. I just belt that fucker right in there, or grind it right in there. But it does look pretty cool. 8.25 inches, so it's a nice full size knife. 3.5 inch cutting edge. Blade length is 3.75. It does come in different versions as well. One of them already sold out on Blade HQ. Here's a little bit of a better look. This one looks a little bit better than the other one. Is this one 3V? No, that's 45. Let's see if we can't see. It looks like there's a stop pin there, but it's hard to tell. It could just be like a reflection of light. Anyways, the clip is different though. It's one thing I noticed right away was his clip. Normally, this doesn't look like one of his clips, and I mean that in a good way. That's pretty awesome. And if you look, his lock bar cutouts on the inside, that's awesome. So there's a lot of great here. And then look at the jimping. The jimping goes all the way up to the very tippity top. There's a very little bit of hanging up on the top, but that's how it's going to have to be, with jimping. So the jimping's great. I usually like it to go all the way over the top, but with a front flipper like that, it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, I think it looks pretty cool. I definitely want to try it. Catch you live. Hope you're well and kicking ass. Thank you, Daniel. I am definitely doing my best. Baby banter, carrying the baby banter. I got a few of them sitting right over there. I got like 5 of those things. I got the red one. I got basically every one except for the damn new one. I don't have the Warncliffe one. Carrying the Vision FG. That's definitely a good one. I got some Ultim scales for my FG. I haven't put them on. I'm kind of on the fence with Ultim. I think it looks cool, and the FG I have is the all black one, so it probably would look cool on the one I have. But anyways, this chair though, telling you what, man, I'm loving this damn chair. Oh my goodness, like I can't tell you how big of a deal a new chair makes it when, like, with doing videos and everything, and just being here, sitting here like this. Like the other one, you guys, man, fuck, man. Before I switched back to my old one, that thing was just falling apart. And this one I can feel, even that I haven't had it that long, I can already feel just like that it's gonna break in way nicer than the other one. Like, just everything is nice and firm still. That other one, by like the second day, I felt like issues were about to start happening. So very happy with these chairs. You guys can I'm sure you guys seen that video where I showed it in the beginning. I can grab the link if you guys want it. I'm definitely on an ultimate kick right now. I'm loving the material. Yeah, a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. I'm, like I said, I like it. I don't mind it. I didn't like it at first. I liked it after I got some and I realized it was better than I thought. But I'm not like, I don't want everything ultim, that's for damn sure. But I like a little taste of everything. So feeling ridiculous with a full tie XM24. Damn, carrying heavy. That's awesome. That's a badass knife. I got the what is it? I got the sheep's foot and the drop point version of the XM24. Both are badass. One has a Timascus scale, full Timascus scale with obviously a titanium lock bar. And then my other one has the Hinder titanium diamond pattern scale. Fucking badass. I remember when before I ever got it. Oh shit. We got Donies coming in. Jim Miller with the 10 bones. Thanks for the Mordex tip. Hell yeah. Glad you got it. Man, it's crazy. They're still available. I think they are. We're gonna double check that before I say that. Hey, we got another one. Christopher with the 20 bones. Thank you, brother. Keeping my word. Thanks for replying to my question about the Wii/GTC Solid. Also, just got the Microtech MSI. Definitely had to sand the poly scales. And I appreciate you holding true to your word, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the donation. And thank you to Jim too. I appreciate you guys. The ProTech, let me just see, because it was available yesterday and I almost linked it again. Like, this son of a bitch is still in stock. It's still in stock. Yes, it is. Absolutely it is. Look at this. Bang. Blade HQ link down in the description. It's crazy that it's stuck around this long, because normally, like the last time it was like 10 minutes, not even. I literally was about to grab it, like, and it was gone. As far as the link, I was about to get the link and post it for you guys, and bam, it was gone. I was like, damn it, I was so mad. Now this one, man, you should have seen me rushing to post it. I was fucking rushing because I'm trying to help you guys get one, because I got one. I know how awesome it is. I want to, show it off in videos. If it sticks around long enough, it just might stick around long enough for me to make a damn video on the knife. I hate showing knives that you guys can't get, because I get so many comments, like, especially if you do them multiple in a row. Like, I remember one week, I don't know what it was about, like, or why. I think I just had a bunch of knives come in from friends and stuff that were all unobtainable knives. Like, some of them that weren't that expensive. They just, they were, gone, discontinued, this and that. And I don't know, I probably had like 3,000 messages talking shit. Like, all you ever show, and they forget about the years of other content. All you ever show are knives I can never get. Hey, Jared, grabbed the Mannix and Rex 45. That's a banger, man. I'll tell you what. That's probably right now. And listen, man, I've held a lot of damn knives, but I truly think that that's probably the sharpest knife I've ever gotten out of the box from regular production companies, aside from like Rockstead or something. I hit it on the strap a couple times, just a few passes on the strap, and I'll tell you what, man, I think you should always do that with a Spyderco. When you get a Spyderco, when you get it home, do like 5 passes per side on a strap, whatever micron, 3 micron, 1 micron, 6 micron, doesn't really matter. And holy cow, I didn't test it, but I would pretty much bet that it was hair whittling. Rex 45 takes a nasty sharp edge. You know, I would love to, I should try, I should do that. I should do a test between like Rex 45, Crew Wear, and like 14C28 on and see which one gets the sharpest. 1 million lucky, and game time arrived on Thursday. Both bangers, and thanks for the recommendations. Hell yeah. Yes, those are absolute bangers. 1 million lucky it was what I call, these are fragrances, guys. 1 million lucky by Paco Rabanne. It's a sweet men's fragrance, so it's almost gourmand. It almost smells edible to some extent, but what it is it is a mass pleaser. Like, it's one that gets heads turning, and they can't stop like looking for you or smelling for you, because it is a unique but very captivating scent. The game time, I got that bitch right here. Never too far away from game time. Game time is super masculine, has a light sweetness to it. And it's awesome, man. It's one of the best men's fragrances of all time, in my opinion, right now. And it's under how do I put it? It's not getting no attention because of the company that did it. This is a company that takes in fragrances from like this. They're super popular, like the most popular fragrances in the world, and they take and do their spin on it. So they'll take their scent and do a spin on it, or they'll take two scents and push them together and do it. And that's what this is. This is Baccarat Rouge 540 and Creed Aventus mixed in a bottle. So that's why it's not getting the attention it deserves. However, if they would have just came out like if Alexandra didn't do that, like if that wasn't their thing, and like they were just some company that just popped up and made this would be probably a $400-$500 fragrance. And I have no doubt about that. The oils are that good. It is that good. Keto did me dirty. Bought an RK Shadow. They sent me a used knife. The lock didn't work. Machined poorly, and it was scratched to hell and back right out of the box. Send that bitch back. Send it back. I wouldn't say they did you dirty. I would just say, you know, things happen. Sometimes you get lemons. Things get past people. Sometimes the guy that, you know, should be checking them isn't, you know, for whatever reason. Things happen, you know. So call it a loss, and or not a total loss. I mean, like your time and everything, and get a new one. May have them send you a new one, replace it, whatever, get your money back. And by the way, I gotta bring this up right now because that kind of reminds me. Listen, couple things. One thing, I'm about to talk about the knives I have on the site, on the Neve Knife Co site. Okay, so one of them is the zero tolerance, the new zero tolerance. However, I gotta admit, I can't recommend it. I would actually tell you guys, do not buy it. Don't buy it. I did not know when I made my video, and you guys gotta understand this. When I made my review, same thing with Metal Complex. We didn't know the price. We had no information. There was literally no. I asked for information, and they had nothing. They didn't give me anything. They couldn't send me anything. Whatever. I don't know why. But the point is, though, is that I had no reference to look up anything, no information, not one detail. Like, I couldn't like look at the specs. I couldn't look at any information, no prices, no nothing, until the moment they dropped. And at the moment they dropped, I had my video set for that time. So the time when it was dropping was the time my video was dropping. The video was already done for a couple days. So, you know, when the video dropped, I honestly thought the knife was going to be like 170 bucks. I swear to God, I thought like tops, it's going to be 170, 180 bucks. Then I seen it and it's like $270. And I'm like slapping myself, like, you know, I just talked to how good this knife is, you know, but I didn't have the price. So I never talked about the price. But if that would have 100% would have been in the bad, like I would have 100% talked about that is a huge negative. This is way too overpriced. However, we do have some on the site. We had to get I wanted to get some of the new Kershaw launches. And so since I wanted to get those, it was kind of just like icing on the cake. So in order to do a deal with Kershaw and getting good with Kershaw and ZT, we bought that new ZT. And you know, if we only bought 3, so if we have to give it away, we'll do that, or maybe we'll do a sale or something and take a loss. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But like I said, guys, I'm not gonna bullshit you guys about what's on the site and what I like and what I don't. But that is definitely one on any site. Unless if they drop it. Like I would say if you were gonna ask me like what would you pay for a knife like that? I would personally, I thought it was $170, $180. That's what I thought it would have been comparing it to the other zero tolerance knives. You could 450, all of them, like there's not very many of them over $200, so that's the price range I figured it would be in. I would say now, because of inflation and all this bullshit, let's say 235, 240, maybe 220. I don't know, 225. I don't even know if I'd pay that. So it's tough. It's a tough one because the knife is good. It's a good knife. It's a great knife. Like, but that just because something's great doesn't mean it's worth, an extra $100. I thought it was great at 170, but prices are going up. But I do have a feeling, I have a strong feeling that you're gonna see some sales going on with that knife in the near future. I think they're not gonna sell very well. I think people are gonna realize that that is just way too high priced for that. And now if you bought it, it's a great knife. So I don't want to like take it away. Like I feel bad now, like if you guys bought it, especially after my video, because it is a good knife. I just think that the price is overpriced. People will still buy it. Some people just got it like that. That's true. And God bless them, man. I love it, and good for you guys. Use my damn links when you do shit like that. But yeah, it's not something I could sit there and scream from the hilltops about. you know. Um, Scored a send cut honorous for $21.95. It's for a non-knife guy. Buddy's birthday, sent him pics of 3 knives, and that's the one he picked. Very cool. He got a good one because send cut. I think that those are, especially if you're trying to gift knives to people that are not knife guys, send cut's the way to go. For sure. Send cut. You could say Ganzo's in that. Those knives. Let's see, not over 200 for sure. Way too many good knives at good prices to pay that. Yeah, you do have to consider it's USA made. So let's consider that, consider it's a USA made knife that is titanium. In the USA, it costs a lot to machine titanium. So there are things that does bring the price up that I understand, that are completely understandable. However, they have not. Now, I think their argument would be, because I would say you have knives that are full titanium for less money. But I think their argument would be, well, we made those 3 years ago. I think that would be their argument. I think the argument would be like, yeah, we've machined those years ago. Like those have been on the shelf, or we've had them in stock or whatever. This is something we just made, and so we have to go with the prices of the materials now, and everything else. What's up, dog? 50% knife smart, 50% integrity, 100% badass. Thank you, Logical. I appreciate it, brother. Sub Jared, just got my send cut serene, and based on your video, lover. Yeah, that's another good one, man. That's a really good one. That one's probably, if you were going to look at the best value knife this year, is probably the best value knife as far as materials and everything, because it's got solid aluminum scales. It wasn't that long ago, to get solid aluminum scales on a knife, like it was a lot. It was kind of like the way titanium prices are now. That's the way aluminum used to be. Do you like even think about like the Benchmade 940? The Benchmade 940, that's always been aluminum, right? It's never been under $170, $180. I know that's USA made, so that's a hard comparison, but still though, yeah. I have the Microtech stitch coming. Very cool. Yeah, that's a banger. I love the stitch. I personally like it even more than the MSI. Sup, Jared? I just read that one. Let me scroll down. Brandon, thank you for the 2 bones. Which knife? Kunwu Zen Compact or Migaron Curix 2? Curix 2. Curix 2 on that one. Now, why are you going for do they not have the regular Zen? Why are you going for the compact? But yeah, I in a lot of cases I would say Kunwu. In most cases. So I would say most of the time I would say Kunwu, but if it's between those exact two and just those two, go with the Curix. But they do, man. Fucking Kunwu does a damn good job. I'll tell you what, they do a really good job. So, what's the website for your new store? Okay, here we'll just pull it up really quick. It is Neve Knife Co. And there'll be stuff on the site probably tomorrow or Monday. We got a bunch of stuff coming. There's already here. We just got to put it's already pretty much ready. So there should be, I think there might be one Sweeney left. No, maybe not. Let me just look. Anyways, we don't have anything on there except for a couple mutts right now. But yeah, we have 3 mutts on there right now, but we have a whole bunch of Kershaws. We have that new version in M4, which, man, I think that thing is so awesome. I really wish I could have got because I got to try that one when it was, in the partial serrated. That's a badass knife. I really, really like that knife. And I said it in my video that, man, if this was just a plain edge, and now they have it in plain edge, I wanted to make sure we got it on the site because that is one I really, really like. We'll have 3 of them on the site. We might put in another order and grab some more, but yeah, we'll have like a few of each Kershaw, the new Kershaws, the live wire, Tonto, Dagger, and so on and so on. But yeah, there's the site, Neve Knife Co. Definitely check it out. I definitely appreciate all the support. And once we have it like really going, and it's cruising, it'll be a lot better because then, you'll be able to go there and check for new arrivals and everything. We're just getting started. So, give us a little bit of time. Anyone know if Spyderco Lightweight Mannix blade is the same as G10 Mannix blade? Are they swappable? I'm pretty sure they are. I did take, it's crazy because if you had asked me this the other day, I literally had both of these apart because I was trying to swap scales. Let me just look at one thing because this is going to be the measurement right here. Yeah, they look the same. I would say yes. Because the thing is that the difference between the two models is the handle. The handle and the lock is the same. The only difference is like where it's mounted. So if you look at the back strap's different. But see, they go up the same height. So, but down here, this one stretches down a little bit lower than the other one. So the blades should be the exact same. Serene, 15 degrees per side, 800 grit in the pocket. There you go. Yeah, fucking 15 degrees, man. That's once you start doing those edges, man, it's hard to go back to a high angle edge. I'll tell you that much. Bluetooth blades, been a member for 9 months. He says he needs a Microtech stitch, man. I hope you get one. It is a banger. I freaking dig it. I got a nice low angle edge. Oh, this one's not too low, but it's a nice big edge bevel. I think it's 18 degrees per side, but it's a nice big bevel though. Looks pretty nice. And she came out screaming sharp. The We Evoke. Great front flipper too. Nice thumb studs. I love the neutral handles. It's just a straightforward handle, which I really dig. The blade shape is so good for EDC. Very slicey. Just a fantastic knife. I've been carrying that one all day. Jared, did you see the chunky new Migron? Yeah, I should have already had it here. But yeah, it's supposed to be on the way. So should be on the channel soon. For your information, Peter Flanagan, thank you for the 5 crackers. If I can only pull it up. If I'm going to be the annoying guy poking you until Neve Knife Co. ships to the UK, we are going to do that. So just like even like Zell, the thing is with Zell, we can't do Zell for 6 months. They won't allow us. So they told us to contact them back in like a few months. They said they need backlogs of our business running well for a few months. So some things we're not going to be able to do right away, but we do plan on doing everything. We plan on having, like, you know, veteran discounts, things like just about everything. We're going to try to make it a full successful site. So wish me luck, man, because it's a huge thing. And yeah, and then one of these days, I'll introduce you to my partner that's in the background. He's not like a huge knife guy or anything, but he's really good with the technical stuff, you know, in the background, the things that I need help with the most. Jared just got the Launch 16 Plain Edge. Very cool. That's the one I'm talking about on the site. The Launch 16. That's the exact one I'm talking about that's on the site. Man, this thing is so damn sharp for a factory edge. Holy shit. Just anyways, yeah, man. Launch 16. That is a badass knife. I would consider that a tactical knife. You know, it's full size aluminum handles, nice long cutting edge, you know, beautiful tanto. I love that type of tanto. That's actually my favorite type of tanto. If I'm going to have a tanto, that's the tanto I want. I find those to be very useful tantos. So yeah, that's definitely one that I would grab up on pretty quick if you're looking for something like that. It's a good one, and it's USA made. So, and it's not like that crazy expensive. It's M4 steel, but you know, when you consider USA made and all that stuff, you know, it's not bad, and they're done pretty well. They do a really good job with their launch series. I got to give Kershaw credit. You know, as much shit as I give like ZT and stuff, Kershaw's kicking ass with their USA made knives as far as automatics go. If they would only just do a manual knife. This is your company's website. Who is partner? I'm gonna check it. Best of luck, bro. Get that paper. I will. I'm definitely gonna be getting that paper. But that's the plan. But you know, obviously things take a little time. You know, we gotta you know, make all the connections and everything, and we pretty much got them going. So it should be going pretty smooth, hopefully soon. Also, another thing, I might as well bring it up right now. I'm going to launch an apparel. So not like merch, right? So, you know, channels have merch. Instead of doing merch, we're talking about doing actual Neve apparel, where like it's literally 100% USA made shirts, sweaters, shirts, hoodies, hats, things like that, with maybe a little knife art on them. They might even be like very small knife art, you know, just like something that where you could wear it anywhere, you know, like say just a regular t-shirt, maybe with like a little tiny knife right here or something, maybe a big one across the chest, you know, like, but just all different kinds like that. Maybe someone just American flags. We'll see, you know, maybe someone just with the Neve Knife Co. sign, you know, or logo. So, but that is a plan, and I plan on pushing that pretty hard. That you know, has a lot of potential. And like I said, you know, the backbone of it, it's 100% USA made, and you know, and it'll be cool. So hopefully that works out. Brandon Jacks. I didn't see that one. Did I miss that? No, I got that one. This one? Brandon Jacks, thank you for the 2 bones. Yeah, I answered that. The Migron Curix 2 is what I said. I think if that's the same one, hopefully there wasn't another one. I apologize if there was. Bluetooth, been a member or no, gifted 5 Neevesknives memberships. You're the man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that so damn much. That is that's huge when people donate members to the channel. So thank you for that. That is a big deal, and I appreciate it. Cormo says, what wintertime fragrances would you recommend? Now that the weather is getting cold, just hit below freezing for the first time this year where I live. So the number one I would recommend right off the bat that I know you'll love is Versace Dylan Blue, but I would also recommend that in the summer. The beautiful thing with that fragrance is it is the most versatile type of fragrance you'll ever find. It's perfect for the winter, perfect for the summer. It's perfect for every weather. So that's the beautiful thing about it. The second beautiful thing about it is very, very mass appealing. Everybody loves it. Nobody hates it. And it's very masculine. So ladies love it. It wins like every smell competition. So that's probably the number one, I would say. Second to that, I would kind of question like what type of fragrance you're looking for, whether it's like a leather, a tobacco, um, a suede, something warm, something sweet, because with winter fragrances, the thing is that there is a lot. Winter fragrances, there's probably more winter fragrances than anything, because winter fragrances, you can go down the spicy avenue, the sweet avenue, and sweet goes in all different ways. Like you can get obnoxiously sweet, you can get candy sweet, you can get spicy sweet, honey sweet, vanilla sweet. Like there's so many different types of sweet. Then tobacco fragrances. Tobacco puts a little bit of harshness, a little bit of the tobacco leaf with other notes, whether it's a sweet note, whatever. So, but like I said, Versace Dylan Blue is the one I would, if you haven't tried that one. If you have tried that one, I'll give you another recommendation. My boys. Hi Jared. I was really excited to get the small Spartan Heartsey until I noticed there wasn't much of a sharpening tool. Yeah, that's the thing with the Spartans. That's my number one complaint is their damn. I don't know why they don't just fucking fix that. Like as if everybody hasn't fucking bitched about it. They can use the same argument as Medford. It's a tactical knife. We don't want it snagging on clothes when we're trying to cut the throats out of our victims. Our adversaries. And hey, I get it. I get that. For me personally, I just say do it to where that's not going to happen. Like there's plenty of ways, and that's another thing, man. There's so many ways to do a plunge grind to choil to where nothing will get caught in it. Like you can do it where it's separated pretty far, and the way it tapers is that if anything goes there, it'll just slide through to the edge. There's ways to do it, but I personally would just add a choil like I did on mine. Hi, Jared. I was really excited. Oh, I already read that one. Yeah, just got back from the California Custom Knife Show and picked up a Berg Sweeney. Hot damn, that thing is good. Yes, it is. Indeed, it is. That is, do I have it right here? I have it somewhere close. Yeah, dude, that's an absolute banger. I'm hoping we get more of them. Supposedly there's not going to be any more for like 4 or 5 months or something like that. However, Berg does have the automatic barbers coming. So that sounds kind of dope. But yeah, man, that's definitely a good one. Back in the day, I used to have issues with Kershaw. My outright had a detent lash. My chives lock failed. Kershaw's, you got to understand, they are a budget brand. Some of their knives are made overseas. So, there's going to be, a lot of their knives are cheap. They do have very cheap knives, but that's the thing is they have different levels, right? They got everything from the guy just walking through Walmart looking for a knife up to the guy wanting a USA made knife, all the way up to the premium. I want titanium, and 20 CV or whatever. So, they do have different levels. So you can't hold one level against another. That's not fair. So I understand because Kershaw will always have a spot in my heart because that's what kind of got me into pocket knives was Kershaw, when I was, on the job site, that's what I always go to because it was like I went and got my first Kershaw folding knife, and I loved it. And so every time I went back to the store, the CRKTs, I'd see them and like I bought a few of those and I never liked them like Kershaw. And then Kershaw's always spoke to me. So at one time, Kershaw was like my favorite brand. As far as like just pocket knives, because to me, pocket knives were tools and that's it. Like for some reason, and I'm not saying this was true or right, but when I was younger, I thought fixed blades were like the high-end knives and that folding knives were just for work. I don't know why I had that mindset. Me and my dad, we collected knives, and 98% of our collection were fixed blades, and like beautiful fixed blades. Some of them were customs, some were handmade, like they were just badass knives. And then a lot of production ones too, but we had a huge collection. Very few folders, only a few folders. So to me, a folding knife was something, like I said, you get dirty in your pocket, you go and, you go and fuck up on the job site. And the fixed blade is something you skin deers with, hunt with, use for self-defense, use for collecting purposes, whatever. Chris Jones, been a member for 10 months. Got the AD10 Light Tonto finally after the whole wrong knife. They did the same thing to me, man. Can't believe they sent a full-size drop point in a light Tonto box. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people would have just kept that some bitch. But they sent me the lightweight in a drop point. That's what they did to me. So I I just kept it. I didn't feel like going through the frustration, but I can't help but think in the back of my head, like, damn it, I bought a Tonto. Because I did. I paid for a Tonto. Shit happens. Peter's been a member for 11 months. What's another powerful fragrance like red tobacco? Ooh, okay. Okay, so do you like red tobacco? If you like red tobacco, I got one for you. If you like red tobacco, now this is not exact, but it is another tobacco fragrance, but I freaking love it. I dig this shit. Replica Jazz Club. Let me just pull it up. Replica Jazz Club. That's what you want. You want to try that shit. Holy cow, is that stuff good. It is so basically what Replica Jazz Club does, it this one's a bit expensive right here, but oh no, this one's not too bad. Let me see if you guys can see this. So Replica Jazz Club is basically, it's trying to replica, the whole brand Replica takes memories and puts them in a bottle. So like somebody, whoever, will come up like with a memory, you know, and then they take the notes and they try to figure out, like, say autumn leaves, you know, walk on the beach, you know. There's one that's called In the Barber Shop, and it literally smells like a fucking men's barber shop. I got it. This one smells like a jazz club, but in the best kind of way. Let me tell you, when I first smelt it, kind of like red tobacco, I said, no, there's no way I could wear that. But then I could not stop turning my head and smelling where I sprayed it. Within like 30 minutes, I was like, I kind of like this. You know, within an hour, I'm like, you know, I might just like this. By the next day, I was fucking in love with it. And I couldn't stop. So this stuff, it smells like a Brooklyn 2013 jazz club, and it's heady cocktails and cigars. And that is exactly what it smells like. It smells like sweet tobacco leaf. That's basically what it smells like. It's fire though. I'm telling you, fire. I do want to show you guys these stones. So Lacey, I don't know if she's in here or not, but Lacey turned me on to some fragrances. New member, Ryan Vest. Thank you, man. I appreciate you becoming a new member. Thank you. Wearing Versace Dylan Blue as we speak. Hell yeah. I've only ever tried and owned that Nautica Voyage, so I really don't know what type of winter scent I'm looking for. Whatever you think would be good, you know. Okay. Give me a minute, and I'm gonna think of a good one for you, because I want to make sure it's a good one. You know what? I actually do know a good one, but it's a sweet one though. It's a sweet one. I'm gonna grab it for you. All right. All right. This stuff's magical, so be careful. It's called Stronger with You Intensely. Stronger with You Intensely. So this is a very, we'll talk about it during we'll talk about it here in a few minutes, but it's a super sweet. It has a lot of fragrances that you would expect to smell in the winter, but in a damn good way. Damn good way. It's my favorite one by them so far. Let me T-Bone with the 5 bones from T-Bone. Thank you, brother. Thanks for all you do, sir. Just picked up the Chavez 229 kick stop and love it. Much respect. Another banger, man. That's a man, yeah. All the Chavezes are good, by the way. There's no bad Chavez. At least I haven't felt a bad Chavez. I'll say this: the small ones, not the new one, but like the old ones from like a couple of years ago. The clip was irritating in the hand. That was one thing, you know, but the knives, all the knives I've tried, they were all done by Riyadh. So it's like you expect super high quality. And they always were. They always delivered. Once you add that damn kickstop just about to anything, you know, they already came, you know, the first ones that came from Riyadh had almost too strong of a detent. People had to weaken them up because they were that bad. Like they were so hard to flick because they were so strong. Then, you know, they wound up tuning them a little bit better, you know, because people didn't like them that strong. I didn't mind it, but I can understand why some people would be upset. But not upset, but just, you know, their thumbs were getting sore. But yeah, once you had a kickstop, man, it's just about any knife, man. to me, it's so awesome because you don't have the downsides of the flipper. Because with a flipper, I don't have a flipper sitting right here. Yeah. With a flipper, the flipper's always going to poke out. But when you have a kickstop, it's connected to the blade so it doesn't poke out afterwards. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Bluetooth with the 5 bones. Bought an 8015 from Amazon. Oh no, it was a knockoff. I sent it back with a swollen bottom lip. You sent it. It was a knockoff. I sent it back with a swollen bottom lip. You mean like you're like that? Okay. I thought you meant you punched somebody. Anyways, yeah, man, that sucks. Hopefully, well, good thing you could just return from Amazon, right? That's the one beautiful thing. One thing I got to tell you guys, always look at where you're buying from. That's what I do. So anytime you guys see my links are coming from a good place. I always check my links because, and I'll show you how to do it here in 1 second. Low Country Hillbilly with the 2 bones just got the 14C Raccoon. Cleaver. Oh, I didn't grab the cleaver one. I got the button lock spear point, but yeah, very cool. Yeah, that's another good one. Did yours have the aluminum scales? I did see. I think I think they have aluminum scales now, don't they? Am I wrong about that? Am I right on the cleavers? Pretty sure that's true. Pouting. Yes, I got it. Not, you didn't punch anybody. I get it. It's personally not for me, but my wife uses it all the time. What? Okay. Anyways, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I want to show you guys these stones. So Lacey showed me these stones. So look at the price tag first of all before you guys talk about anything. The price tag's fucking $10. Okay. Now there's all different grits as you can see. So she said she's the one who first tried them and she was raving about them. Like, these things are so good. They're supposedly very similar to Shapton glass. Shapton glass is much more expensive. Now, she personally said she wouldn't probably do any of the high grits that they offer. I'm not sure why, but you see they go all the way up to 3/1 micron. I think they go even higher than that. Yeah, to 1.2 micron. They go all the way up to 10,000, which is their 1.2 micron, which I think is like 15,000 grit or something. 10 to 50. Yeah, maybe it's 10,000. But anyways, this is what they look like. Let's take a look at it really quick. So it's a glass back end. This is the part you set in your thing, and then this is the stone. And I only felt it for a second, so I can't speak to how it's gonna be. I literally just went like this, and just checked it out like that. That's why you see a little bit of steel on there. But I can see it's cutting steel fast. This one I think is this one's the 400. I got a 240 and a 400, so I'm gonna try them out for $20. $20, and they came the next day. So I'm very happy with the purchase. And they seem like they cut pretty good. But they're supposed to be similar to Shapton glass, and because they're made with, I think, ceramic. They should cut a lot of steels. I wouldn't use them on super high wear resistant steel. I probably wouldn't use them on any real super steel, unless if it was like for a finishing stone, that'd be different. But as far as sharpening goes, I would probably sharpen, just with diamonds as far as super duper steels go. But all the way up to like S45, S35, S45, I would sharpen on these. Maybe even some a little bit higher, but they seem pretty dope. And they feel, if you can hear it, it feels like a ceramic, except it cuts a lot faster than a ceramic. So it feels like a ceramic that cuts. We'll see how it performs, but she's making it seem like they're pretty damn good. And it might not be like maybe seems like it's cutting pretty good. Yeah, we'll see. They seem like they're stones that will last a lifetime, though, like ceramics do, because that's the way ceramics are. They last forever. A lot of people love Shapton glass, so we'll try it out. But it's linked down in the description if you guys want to try one. I think I put it down there. Yes, I did. Glass sharpening stones is what I put it under. Banger, right? $10. I know like the other ones, like, so what is it? The 240 and the 400 are $10. So for $20, you're getting those. Now you can go with the 1,000 grip, but once you start going up, the price goes up. You might as well just get Shapton glass at that point. But yeah, banger. Another thing, while we're talking about Amazon shit, the Olaton's knife. You guys remember the replacement blade knife? They finally got back to me, right? So I freaked out on them. I told you guys I was gonna, because remember they raised the prices. It was $52. They went up to $74 or whatever. Well, I fucking went crazy on them. And was basically like, why would you guys do that? You guys know I literally just did a video. That's why these things are selling like crazy. And I was like, now you guys made me a liar. And they said, okay, well, they'll lower back the price. They did say, though, that the price is going to go back up. They said they're going to lower it back down for right now. And they said, I think they said December, they're going to raise them back up. I don't think it'll stay that way, but I think they'll be raised up until past the holidays, and then they'll go back down. So if you want to get it, get it. Now, I did talk to them about getting replacement blades. They said that they are making them. So they do not have them yet. They never planned on making them. But now, like, since I said it was a good idea, a bunch of other people reached out to them. They're going to make them. So they are supposedly going to make them. Now, this is something I'm going to try. I can't guarantee, but I'm going to try to get this on the Neve Knife Co. site. If I can get this for a good deal and be able to sell it for this price, that'd be banger, because this is the best $54 knife you could buy. You know, because it's titanium. It's a titanium frame lock with 3 9CR 18 MOV blades. We resharpened this in one of the members live. We resharpened, I think it was this, yeah, it was the drop point we sharpened. Was it the drop point or was it the sheep's foot? We sharpened one of the blades on a members live. Sharpened up really good. Worked out really good. It's such a thin blade, such thin geometry, super slicey, very easy to replace the blades. And, you know, like, you don't even have to take the knife apart. You literally just unscrew the thumb stud, blade pops out, pop a new blade in. You really can't go wrong with this one. This is literally like a no-brainer. There's not too many things that are like absolute no-brainers. That's a no-brainer. But yeah, if you're gonna get stuff from Amazon, right? So if you're gonna get stuff from Amazon, look right here. So Olatons, right? This is the brand Olatons. Well, look, the brand Olatons. So you can usually click on it, and now right now they don't have a store. So I see they don't have a store, but it's saying the brand is Olatons. Now, a lot of times they'll say the seller. Where's it at? Sold by One Piece. So you can look up the One Piece and see how many stars they have. 5 stars, 84%. Did you guys see what I just did right there? I'll do it again. Sorry, guys. The thing crapped out on me. Let me pull this back up. So I'll show you guys again, because that's the best way to do it. So, like, one, just look at what store it's coming from. That's the first thing. If it's not coming from the store that the name of the thing is, or like a reputable store, because a lot of the places are just reputable stores, then click on the review piece. So, like, right here, you can see we're right here. So I went over to the side over here, right? And I go down under buy now. It goes ships from Amazon, sold by One Piece. Click that. And then that, just click who it's sold by. And then you can see right there, 4 out of 6 out of 5 stars. That's pretty good. That's not bad. You can see all their feedbacks right here, you know. So that's one way. You know, if you see something with nothing yet, you know, or it's got bad shit, you know. Now, like I was saying, you can also look at it like this. So let me find something else really quick. Okay. CGRB. Here's CGRB. Right here. We can see who this is sold by right here. It's sold by CGRB. See, visit CGRB Cutlery Store. If we click on it, it takes us to their store. So that's how you can tell. So don't get fooled on Amazon. I know it's a mistake. I've done it too. So, like, you know, I learned, you know, so I'm just sharing with you guys. It's very easy to not get duped on Amazon. You know, Amazon is an extremely, extremely reliable place to buy knives. I mean, you can fucking buy Benchmade, Hogues, Medfords, every spec. You can buy just about everything on there. So, you know, but mixed with the best is always going to be some shit, you know. So, hey, Jared, where do you recommend I look for a 15V Mannix? Posted my black G10 TRM Shadow in a couple Facebook groups, but haven't had much luck. Even tried with my full-time nerd and Magna Cut with no bite. Well, Mark, you can you just said it here, so maybe some people will get a hold of you from here. If anybody's looking for a G10 TRM Shadow or a full-time nerd and Magna Cut, get a hold of Mark P. But Mark P, you can get a hold of KNAFSALE and sell it on KNAFSALE. It'll sell pretty quick there, probably, I'm sure. Another, yeah, it'll sell really quick there. We'll check those out, them out in a second too. Another thing is, what was the first thing you asked? Oh, the 15V Max. I don't know, man. That's tough because they're gone. So the only place you're gonna find them is maybe on KNAFSALE. That's where I would look. And that's actually, you know, might as well just look at them now. Let's try it. Let's see if it's there. If it's there, you better jump on it quick though, because everybody else is gonna see it too. All right, so here we are at KNAFSALE. Shout out to KNAFSALE. This is a place where you can sell and buy knives. It is, I believe, linked down in the description. Yes, it's linked down in the description. So if you are wanting to check out anything from KNAFSALE, definitely hit the link. Now, they also sell knives. So they obviously they sell knives, right? You can sell your knives there where people can buy them, but they also sell brand new knives. So they have new and used knives, and you know, you can buy and sell there. The only thing you really can't do is trade. They should do that. I'm going to talk to Eric. Maybe he should start doing that. Buy, sell, and trade. All right. So American Blade Works is on here. We'll check out the US. Oh, no, they're all sold out. Let's check out the Made in USA. ProTech Malibu. Or sorry, Mordax right here. That's 45, 325. How much is the one? 240. Ooh, they're screwing you. He must have gotten raped on that thing because it's only 240 with my link right now. So not a good buy on KNAFSALE, that one. He might have bought it though and got ripped off, or he was thinking that like, oh, you can't get them, I'll just overprice it. Oh, there is an American Blade Works. Here we go. $399. Okay, this guy is just overcharging, I think Skag 45 is wanting a little bit too much money for his knives. Not that 400 is bad price for this knife, but I forget what it was new. I think I bought it mine for like 350 new or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I know it wasn't over 400 though. Oh, Maverick Customs. We got a PN2 Crewwear. That's always a dope knife. It's a brand new in box though. Okay, so brand new price, brand new box. Ooh, Olamic 475. It comes with pouch. Okay, brand new in box. That looks brand new. Got a tie scale. These are normally $200, by the way. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the 3-inch ones are a little bit less, but I know the full size ones are 200. Here's a Shaman 15V. There you go. Instead of the Mannix, you're gonna have to get the Shaman, Big Daddy. So if you want 15V, here you go. It's not a Mannix, but hey, I helped you out, didn't I? I did my best. I did my damn best. I did my best. Somebody's selling the Benchmade Narrows for $375, like new in box. How you think those things are doing? As far as for the $422, or was it 522 or 422? I forget now. What was that? 2 straps and 2 emulsions. Ooh, got a Chris Reeve large Sabenza 31 plain drop point. That's 35 VN. That's cool. 410. That's not a bad price for that. I'll show out the second page really quick. Got a Malibu, $400. It's the bronze aluminum one. Tor knives for $150. Striders. Damn, they got a few Striders. A couple Striders. Not a few, a couple. Let's see what else they got. Oh, I don't think I've ever tried this thing. The Triaxis. I don't even know the name of it. Man, these bucks, man, I want to love them so bad. They're good for buck. They could be so much better. Got the Vero Impulse. Got a bunch of Benchmades. So, anyways, yeah, definitely. Oh, a SOCOM, $310, but it's the serrated version. Here's a Mannix. Ooh, XL Crew Wear, Knife Center exclusive. That's a good one. 175 too. Damn. Maybe I should have got that one instead of the one I fucking got from Blade Shoe. Koenig. Holy cow, we got a Koenig Aries. Excellent condition. Yeah, I bet it is excellent condition. Look at this damn thing. Holy shit, that's a beautiful knife. Damn it, I want one of those in the collection. Doesn't everybody, though? It's like, get in line. Get in line. That's a heavy price tag, though. I mean, not really for that one. You know, I would expect it to be about that price, so I'm not too mad at it. Anyways, these guys are cool. I've gotten to try these. The attention to details, these things are badass. Really good action. They're super solid. They're big. They're dope as shit. If you ever get to try one, or if you're ever at a blade show, definitely try one. They're great. I'm just trying to get to the end of this page. I've always wanted one of these trackers. Anyways, have a plain edge Tonto Apocalyptic SOCOM for $385 if anyone's interested. There you go, Low Country Hillbilly. Hell yeah. I guarantee somebody's gonna want to get that. What kind of condition is it in? Oh, what kind of condition? 15V is a steal. I want, since the edge retention is absolutely mental. Oh, they got that Spyderco whatchamacallit on there. So 15V for $350. You already have the 15V Shaman. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to get the whole collection going. I got you. Hey, I can't blame you. The Mannix is a tough one, though, because I think that one's going to be probably the most desired. Personally, it would be my most desired. I would love to see them do the XL in that. That'd be dope. I'm sure they will. I don't see why they wouldn't. They sold so fast, you'd think they would, but it's hard to say. I spent my monthly knife money way too quick. All kinds of good shit. You know what the thing is, though, Paul? That's okay. You know why? Because you do have to get it when it's there. You know, there is a thing with the knife community, and everybody in here, I guarantee, has like some small regrets. Like, because like they'll be like, you know, like you're almost like waiting out for something, and something will appear, and you'd be like, oh, I love that, right? I fucking love that. And you'll wait. You'll wait because you're like, something else might pop up, right? And you're looking at it, you're checking on it, and then the next day it's gone. And it's not only just gone, it's gone out of existence. Nobody's selling them. Everybody's tight chest, you know, holding their cards to their chest. Nobody's selling their shit, and they might make some more, but it's going to be a year, you know, and then maybe if they do make another one, it's going to be a different variation than the one you want. So it winds up becoming where a thing, it's like, man, I just wish I would have got it when I had the chance. And that goes for budget knives, every type of knife. Like there's a time when it's just, you know, it's a good time to buy. And especially during sales and things, like obviously that's a good time to buy. Speaking of sales, I don't know why we haven't talked about this. What time is it? We got to do scent of the day soon. Let's talk about this really quick. Check this out. Shit. No. All right. This one. Here we go. Artisan, 30% off. Now, I know some of these prices you're going to look at and be like, that's not 30% off, but they're still on sale. So we have basically all their models except for their brand new shit is on sale. Look at this. You can get a titanium Echo for $75. How badass is that? I think normally they were like 90 or something like that. Is that what it was? Well, they say 106, but they're lying. You can get Mike Emler's Sea Snake for $37. That's actually a really good deal. Here's a titanium. This is titanium. The titanium pyrite for $79, and it comes in all different colors. Dope shit, right? So, like I said, they do have brand new models that just dropped. So those ones are not going to be on here. But these models just dropped like a month ago or 2 months ago. So these are new models in my eyes. I mean, not in their eyes, I guess, because they're saying, these aren't the new models. So when they say new, they mean like this month new. They don't mean like new this year. Like a lot of companies, like when you say, even Civivi, when they say they're new models, they mean they're this year models in most cases. This is one you guys will see the video on tomorrow. The frack. It's a banger. I want to get another more Malaya. Oh, I love this knife. This is such a damn good knife, and it's only $42 right now. I might have to scoop one of those. This to me, like, because I had the mini Malaya, the more Malaya is like 10 times better. It's so good. It's such a good knife. Anyways, links are down in the description for all this shit we're checking out, guys. That was the Artisan site, so just look for the Artisan link. I hate when I am put in a position to buy a knife I really wanted, but in a variation that I don't particularly want right. It happens to me once in a while, and it's a crappy place to be. I totally agree. Like, I was in one time where the knife I won was the micarta version. They sold out, so the only one that was left was the carbon fiber version. But that's not what appealed me to it. What appealed me to it was the exact micarta that was on the handle of the knife. Like, I loved that micarta. So with carbon fiber, like, I wanted the knife so bad, but I wasn't willing to squeeze the deal. Like, because it was like, if I'm not going to get the one I want, I'm not going to fucking get it. Now there is a limit there, it's sometimes it doesn't really matter as much, but sometimes it does. I got a sea snake right between my legs. Wait, they made a bigger Malaya? Yes, and it is awesome. It is so awesome. Like, the front flipper works so good on it, and it's got great thumb stud action. Everything about it's great. Like, that is one I overlooked until I got it in hand, and when I got it in hand, I was like, holy shit. I didn't want to send it back. Like, it was really good. Totally agree. You'll never be satisfied if you settle for similar version. Well, oh, there's Lacey. We were just talking about you a little bit ago. We were talking about the stones. Well, now what I'm gonna buy for my wife for Christmas, Lace? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna buy for his wife now? But yeah, as far as the guy who said he has the SOCOM and stuff, if you want, share your Instagram. I don't know if you can't share in here unless if you're a moderator, but what I'll say is say your Instagram handle or something so people can find you, and then maybe one of the moderators will find you and link you if they can find you. Sometimes, man, Instagram's a bitch to find people on. Even like today, like I was trying to find this guy that contacted me for sharpening. I was gonna send him over to Lacey, and I can't find him for the life of me. I'm gonna try to find him tomorrow morning, but it's weird, man. Sometimes they just like bury shit. Sorry, guys. I don't know why that keeps happening. It's probably my own fault, but I'm gonna make it seem like it was a glitch. I'm gonna buy her a more Malaya. There you go. There you go. Aren't sea snakes microscopic? What do you feed them? Tiny bugs. Isn't that right, Ian? They're those really tiny snakes, right? The little microscopic ones. Worms eat them. That is some funny shit. Nick says, I have a line on a Shuro Neon. It will be my first. Thoughts? Worth it? Or wait, grab the F95. Grab the F95. I personally, Nick, if you're asking my personal opinion, I would say do not get the Neon. I've tried the Neon, the Hatian. and you know, one other small one. Personally, they don't. If you haven't tried a Shirogoroth, they're not going to do it justice. You're not going to get that knife and then say, "Oh, I see what everybody's talking about." It won't happen. Not with that knife. You're going to be like, "This doesn't feel like it's special." It's a great knife. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want to make it clear, phenomenal knife. The Neon and the Hatian and, you know, the little ones, but you don't get that full experience like you do with like the F95 or you know, any of the big ones. The big ones are where it's at. And you know, just the way the detent breaks, the action, just everything. Don't get me wrong, they're very, very smooth, the little ones. But they're just, I don't know, they're small, you know. It's you think of other knives, you know, like a tiny version of a knife, you know. Sometimes the full size one's the better one. But to me personally, I've tried them, and the first time I tried a Shuro, you know, I think it was a small one, and I was disappointed. And I honestly was like, this is what the hype was about, you know? And then I got to try the big one. I was like, oh, I see what the hype's about now. Just wish the more Malaya come with my card skills. It used to, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it used to. It must not anymore. Maybe you might be able to find them on Amazon. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I'm going to start putting that in the description soon. I love that QSP Hedgehog. Great knife. A little money. When there are the times when, what? Then there are the times when if you had just waited a few more days or a week, you could have gotten a smoking deal. And there is that. There always is that. That's actually what carries you to take losses, is because you will buy something and then something better will come out a week later. And then the next time something awesome comes out, you'd be like, something better might come out in a week. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a gamble. It's a flip of the coin, man. We're gambling here, guys. I 1000% agree with what Jared's saying about the Shuros. I'm a Shuro girl, and that is absolutely facts what he's saying. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think the flipper tab is one reason. Like the flipper tab, it's pokey, it's small, it's very, very minimal. It almost is like, you know, it like the big Shuros, the flipper tab's a nice solid flipper tab. Like you feel a flipper tab, you know, like you can put your finger on it and break that detent. The other one, like it's almost like you're trying to find it. And it's really thin, very, very light. And it just doesn't give you that experience. Do you like snakes? Do I like snakes? I used to have a lot of snakes. I used to raise reptiles. I used to I was like a reptile collector for years, and I would even like sell them and trade them and do all kinds of shit. I would get big ass monitors and tame them. Well, not tame them, but you know, get them to where they were like hand fed and, you know, pretty tame. You know, you could walk them on a leash and shit. I had all kinds of monitors, all kinds of pythons, and everything. I had like so much. Like at one time, I probably had like over 30 or 40 reptiles at one time, all together in years. Like I don't even know how many I had, because I would get some for like 3 months, sell it, you know, 6 months, sell it. Some of them I had for years, you know, it'd just be back and forth. I had like really good deals on them and shit. So I love the way you so effectively convey and feel the experience of knives, man. I always dropping facts. Thank you. I appreciate that, Hillbilly. Good tip on Shuro. Thank you. Yeah, and I've said that, you know, kind of for a little bit because of my experience with them, because I honestly thought the first time I thought it was just that knife. Then I tried another one. And then I started realizing, like, oh, you know, it's just the small ones, you know, and they're still good. Like, I don't want to make it seem like they're not good, but you're not going to get, like, put it this way. This is a great way to put it. You're not going to be any more happier than if you just bought a Wii knife. That's a good way to put it. So you could have just bought a Wii knife and you'd have been just as happy. Like that's kind of the feeling it is. Now, back in the day, maybe they were ahead of their time, but now Riyadh and we Best Tech, you know, fucking all these companies are catching up, and they're like so close to companies like Shuro that that some of those older models that were on the lower end of their shit are now very much on their lower end. Bluetooth blades with the 5 bones. You miss all the shots you don't take. If you want it, don't let it slip by. There you go. That's true. That is true. That is absolute facts. I love snakes. I actually have a pet ball python and a corn snake. I've had both of those. I've also had a 6-foot iguana. I've had a few iguanas. Yeah, I walked mine on leash too. I've had a tagoo. I've had a few tagoos. I've had all kinds of monitors. Yeah, monitors were my favorites. Those were the ones I loved the most. My favorite monitor that I ever had, I had 2. My Doomeril monitor was so cool, man. That fucker was like a dog. I mean, like literally, he was like a dog. So he was gentle, like he was so cool. I'd walk him on the leash, walk him right down the street. He was cool as shit. The other one that was probably my favorite was my Asian water monitor. That he would have gotten to like 8 to 10 feet and 180 pounds full grown. Think about that. That's like walking a Komodo dragon. That's the Komodo dragon's closest cousin is the Asian water monitor. So they're very similar. The only thing is Komodos are illegal. Asian water monitors are not. So I don't even like dead snakes. I hurt my own self just trying to get away from them fuckers. Would you say Shuro is on the same level as Herman knives? So I've been asked this a few times. So between Shuro Goroff and Koenig and then Holt. So first off, let's talk about Herman versus Shuro. I'll say that there are some models that Herman does that I think are very, so this is one thing you gotta understand. They're very different. So some high-end knives are very similar. They're very different. Shuro Goroff feels very similar to what you expect from a high-end Riat. That's basically what it feels like. You know, they at one time they were ahead of their time. Now companies like Riat, we are catching up. That doesn't mean they're not still freaking amazing, because they are. They absolutely are, just like the Holts and things like that, right? But they're different. Like meaning from Herman's. Herman's have more of a custom feel to them. And I mean that in the best kind of way, because you can say it has a custom. When I hear that, I feel like that means it's a piece of shit. Because 9 times out of 10, when somebody says it's more of a custom feel, they mean like it's rinky, it's, you know, fucked up, you know, like there's nothing's aligned, everything's weird, you know. So I don't mean like that. I mean in the best possible way, meaning like that it has a uniqueness of feeling that's where you kind of tell like a hand did it, but to perfection, like a perfectionist did it. Where like a Shuro Goroff feels like a production knife, a high-end production knife, right? And I'm sure there's still some small production, you know, qualities to a Herman to some extent. I don't know what the fuck he does, but he probably does some CNC, I would imagine. But either way, he does phenomenal work, and the action is completely different between the two. So both of them have incredible action, but it's hard to compare. It's like trying to compare, and I'm not saying these are anything like these, but it's like comparing, like say a crossbar locks action to a frame locks action or something, right? They're so different, like, you know, like they both have their good qualities, but they're hard to compare. Now with Shuro and Herman, they're both phenomenal. They both have like drop shutty, fall shutty type of action. A lot of Shuros have the hydraulic drop where it like just drops at one speed all the way down. I freaking love that. That's the way mine are. Some of them are just straight guillotines. Hermans are like that too. But it does depend on which model and everything else. But I would say that they're comparable in a lot of ways, but they're also very different in a lot of ways, because like you are going to notice that say Shuro Goroff has a little bit more detail. And what I mean by that is because it's a production knife, right? If I throw a fucking chunk of titanium into a robot's hands, that, you know, you can just program it to do whatever the fuck you want it to do, and it's going to carve it out like that, right? When you're doing a lot of handwork and everything else, you're not going to be able to get as intricate, you know, into crazy details like you can on a computer. So I think that that's what I mean by kind of the hand way, but they're both phenomenal. Now, as far as like Koenig, Now, Koenig, I would say, kind of feels like an American or a USA made Shirogora. And I'm not saying that they're anything alike. I just mean like the build quality, the fit, the finish, the tolerances, the detent, like maybe not detent. Detents are probably better on Koenigs. That's difficult. Depends on which one. But what I'm trying to say is like the fitment, the alignment, the tolerances, the machining on the inside, all those little details are very similar to one another. You can tell they're both production knives, right? Koenigs have some handwork done to them too. I have no doubt, but they also have a lot of machining done, a lot of CNC done, with no doubt. Where I would say there's probably a lot less done on Herman's, and that has a little bit more finer tuned details. Now, I would say that Herman would be more comparable to Holt. That's where I would probably compare them a little bit more. So it's probably to like Holt, where Holt has a lot of CNC too. I'm pretty sure they're all CNC. The whole thing is CNC, but they have a similar breaking detent. That's one thing. I think Holt uses a nub though. So, but it's just, yeah, they're very different, but they're also comparable. But that's the beautiful thing, because I would hate for them to feel the same. You know what I mean? That's kind of the beautiful thing, is that you do get a unique experience with each one. Each one does not feel like the other one. Even a Holt and a Herman, they feel completely different. So because of that, it makes it to where you have a unique experience. So if you buy one, that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy the other one, right? And I'm not saying you have to buy the other one. You could be fine with the one, but I'm just saying that you just because you bought one doesn't mean like that. Oh, I've conquered it. I've already got all the Koenigs and the Shiros and all that because I have a Holt. It's not the way it is. So, how is Rex 45? I made my wallet about $150 lighter because Metal Complex showed off the Stormtrooper Manage. You know what? I would I'd tell you all about it, but you used Metal Complex's link instead of mine, so just saying, Will. Just saying. Just saying. The guy who keeps ditching me in all my lives for like the 7th time now. Just fucking with him. Hopefully we'll have him on in the next week or two. I'm gonna give him like a week or two notice this time. He is the most difficult person to get on a damn live. I'll tell you what. Love the guy to death, but damn it, I think he's avoiding me at this point. I'm angry. Oh no, and my Shuro, it cut me. It's in timeout. Well, the beautiful thing about when your knife cuts you is that it only means it loves you. So, when I get cut, I'm like, this knife fucking digs me. Hermans are badass. I still need the Mantis to go with my others. I need the Dragonfly. That's the one I want. I want to try the Dragonfly bad. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, I would, the Ishtar is my favorite right now as far as the size and everything goes. Uh, yeah, there's a couple versions of the Ishtar I'd love to get too, even though I already have one, like the things are that. Herman's are pretty dope. It's just long enough for it to learn its lesson. Watch, you get it back and bam, it does it again. I'll tell you that one Shuro is I probably shouldn't say because it's probably the one that cut him. So never mind. Take that back. I'm astounded at the scale finishes on Polish Customs. I could drop 10K and not duplicate. Honestly, I can't afford one. What do you mean by that? I'm astounded at the scale finishes. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, dude. Yeah, he does a really good job. As far as Herman goes with his scales. Yeah, he does some unique scales. He does a really good job for sure. I'll tell you what, man, that finish on my Ishtar, that is such a unique like texture and pattern. I don't know if I've ever seen it on anything. It almost looks like Mars or something, or like, what you would think, like Mars would feel like, like with a bunch of craters and everything. I'm in here, guys, and listening and watching the chat, but working. So if you say something to me and I don't reply, that's why. She's fucking ignoring you. That's why. Spyderco Salt is out with Magna Cut Salt Series. Is Magna Cut as good as Van X or LC200N? I would say Magna Cut's far better than LC200N. I would say if you're going to compare it, you'd want to compare it to Van X. And I would say, personally for me, as long as it's heat treated over 63 HRC or 63 and above, I like Magna Cut a little bit better. The reasons why is, one, it's I think they have basically similar edge retention. So I wouldn't really argue that. The toughness is superior on Magna Cut. Magna Cut, like by far, it's extremely tough, even at a high hardness. So it's pretty tough. So you can get it to a higher hardness, which I do think that with the higher hardness, you might be able to get a little bit more wear resistance out of it. But more than that, the edge stability is better. So, like, if I wanted to put a low angle edge on my knife, right? Because when you start getting to 15 degrees per side, depending on the thickness behind the edge and the steel, that angle can be fragile, right? It does depend. Like, it also can be tough, like on Spyderco's, it's usually pretty tough because they're like 20 thousandths behind the edge, but it can be fragile, because that's such a low angle. So having stability with thin geometry, that's kind of the beautiful thing with like 14C, Nitro V, crew wear, right? Mega tough steels have that great toughness at the apex when you have low angle edges. So that's probably why I would go more with Magna Cut. Another thing I've noticed with Van X, and I love Van X, so I'm not trying to diss Van X. I love Van X. Van X is one of my top 5 favorite steels. But Van X almost always comes with a burnt edge. I don't know if I've had one yet that did not have a burnt edge. I don't know. I haven't. I absolutely haven't. Even my Shuro Goroff came with a burnt edge. So I just think it's the steel. I don't know. Buy them all, like Tri-State says. Liquid cash is for chumps. Spend your cash in knives. That's what you want. You don't want to hold cash, man. You want to hold knives. It's like gold. I thought about doing a video. This is kind of funny, right? So I've been watching these jewelry guys, right? There's these, I'm sure you guys have seen these guys around TikTok or around shorts and Instagram feeds. They work in the diamond district in New York, right? One guy's like Moses the jeweler. There's a bunch of other ones, right? There's especially this one guy. He always hands out like 1 ounce gold bars to people, and like they'll be passing them, and like he'll try to give it to them, and they'll just walk right past. They're walking past $2,000, like, and he'll even have $1,000 in his hand and a gold bar, and be like, pick one, right? Even though the gold bar is what you want, because it's 2,000, one's 1,000, and then he'll even throw the $1,000 up. It's so stupid how people are so, I don't know, man. They're just so in their own world that like somebody's literally has a gold bar in front of you saying, here, take this, trust me, take it, and they'll just pass them right up. Like, and I understand when you're in New York, there's a lot of weirdos and shit, so I get it why people don't want to make eye contact and stuff. Anyways, I digress. My point is that they do these videos where they talk about the jewelry market, right? Like where they'll bring out watches, they'll buy, sell, trade watches. They'll talk about the different values, which watches go up in value, which ones go down, how long to hold on to them, which ones are the best ones to get, so on and so on and so on. It's basically like the watch and jewelry and diamond and gem market, right? I thought about doing videos like that for knives, like busting out a whole bunch of knives and literally talking about the market between the knives, and try to make it entertaining as possible. It's not a bad idea. I got it written down. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but it's written down. Still bugging about that empty tree. I know you are. I knew you are. And I knew you'd say something. I felt it. I felt it. I almost put a bunch of paper cutouts up there for you. Thinking heavily on picking up a Herman for my birthday. Joe, use my link. First of all, if you do, use my link. And I personally would recommend the Ishtar. The Ishtar. I haven't tried the dragonfly yet. I want to so bad. So hopefully that's the next one I try. But yeah, the Ishtar is, in my opinion, so far the best one. So yeah, that's the one I would lean towards if I was you. I can't blame my knife buying on anybody but myself. It's my fault. I watched these damned reviewers. If it wasn't for that, I'd have about 100K in the bank. Well, you know what? You got 100K in knives. Even better. Even better. But you know, the beautiful thing is you can always, one thing is, you know, you can always sell, right? You can always sell, you can always trade, you know, so they do still hold value, right? They still hold enough value if you're in the community to where you can make some money back, especially on certain purchases. Like, obviously, there's going to be some, you know, especially if you're using them really hard and everything, you're not going to get hardly anything from them. But, you know, some of the decent ones you can hang on to and you can sell, you know. And if you know that, like, if you know there's a chance that you're going to collect knives for a couple years and then want to sell, try not to burn the edge up. Try not to sharpen it. Just leave it with the factory edge. Try to keep the factory edge. I have tons. I have probably 500 knives still in the box that has not been sharpened. They've barely been used. They've just been first impression. And I have doubles because I have doubles, you know, so I have a second one or something like that. And I'm just waiting, and soon I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell probably, I don't even know. I can't even tell you how much money I'm going to sell worth, but I'm going to sell a shit ton. I'm going to make a lot of fucking money. Buy me a car or something. But you know, it's somewhat of an investment, but I know I'm a lot different than you guys because I have to hang on to knives. I like that. If I sell, it's a strategy and nothing else because I need the knives more than I need to sell because the knives are what does my videos, you know, and links and everything else. So I kind of need the knives, but I have a lot of doubles and stuff. So I have room to I got some fat I could cut off for damn sure. I got entirely way too many knives right now. So I got a lot of fat to cut off. In the president, in the president of my division, no one tells me to go back to work. If it cuts you, it loves you. We ain't seen Kara in a while. She okay? Yeah, you can't hear her? She's playing her fucking game. All the money I've spent this year, and I still don't have a single Herman. What are you doing with yourself, man? Ishtar. My link, Ishtar. You guys should, at night, you guys should literally be dreaming about my links. I make sure if I make a purchase, I use Jared's links, you know, waking you up. I'm fucking with you guys. You guys know I appreciate you guys using my links, man. I like to goof around. The only knife to ever cut me was my Spartan Heart. What? Haven, we got to talk, man. You've only been cut by one knife? I don't know if you can be a knife guy unless you've been cut at least 7 times. You know, and 7's like you're a rookie. You know, I couldn't tell you how many damn cuts I have. Shit, I've been cut 4 times in 1 month. I twitched while on site and sliced my finger almost clean off. So I'll tell you a Spartan Hearty wound. I a week prior, I dropped on live. I was live. Some of you guys remember this. I dropped a rock stud on my thumb, right to the bone, right? Split me open, wrapped that bitch. It was actually good. It was a clean cut, perfectly clean. A week later, I'm opening up a package and I've got the Spartan Hearty and it doesn't have a good edge on it. It's a factory edge. It's kind of a shitty edge. And it had these thick zip tie things on there. And I was trying to cut it. And when it cut, my finger or my hand, because of my thumb, my injury, I couldn't hold the thing that I was trying to cut. So I'm trying to hold something while injured. Well, it broke through and then stabbed me right in this, like this far away from the cut. So now and that one hit a nerve. It started squirting blood. It was bad. Like, it was really bad. Way worse than the Rockstead, even though because the Rockstead was so clean. It was like the cleanest cut ever. The Spartan was like, and yeah, it was pretty bad. My thumb still has nerve damage. I literally can't feel this right here. I can't feel the tip of this finger. I can't feel this. Can't feel the bottom of my foot. This one's gotten its feeling back, actually. I didn't used to be able to feel this one. Yeah. Lots of nerve damage. Yes, thank you, Todd. Yes, there is Polish Custom Knives for anybody who wants to check out the links. Puppet Boy with the 5 bones. Hey, man, have you ever thought of doing a video on your step-by-step care and storage, etc.? Would help people that obsess over condition like me. I've thought about it, but see, like I have different things. So like I have my personals and then I have the storage. And then I have some personals mixed up in my storage. So I have a lot. Like the thing is I could maybe do something brief, but pretty serious though. And I'm almost embarrassed, to be honest. I'm almost embarrassed because when you guys fucking see the mess I have, not mess, the amount of knives, you guys will be sickened. You guys will probably be disgusted in me. So, because I have entirely way too many. And it, like I said, it's getting to a point where I have no choice. I have to sell. And the thing is I want to sell. I want to sell, but the hoarder in me, for some reason, man, it's like I'll see a knife and I'm like, I might want to make a video on that in like 6 months, even though I know damn well I'm not going to make a video on it, but I'll want to. And because I want to, I'll hang on to it and I'll keep it. But yeah, I gotta trim some fat. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Rawhead Spear became a member, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. And shout out to Tri-State EDC. Definitely go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. He does have an awesome YouTube channel. He's definitely a funny fucker and awesome guy. I've actually met him a couple times. Me and him have hung out. We've even been to a hotel together. So good times. Yeah, definitely go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a condition. I'm never going to see Pokemon the same again. I don't know what you're talking about. Great idea for what? The video. I mean, if I did the video, like I could do it. I would just have to show you basically like how I'm storing them, how they're alphabetically organized and things like that. I do because I have about 70% organized and about 30% just sporadic. Like in my cases and my chests and things like that. I have specific cases with specific knives, and I have some that are just mixed up. I have like and then I have like my nice cases with like some of my USA made stuff, and but I have a lot of USA made stuff, so you know I can only fit so much, so I spread them out. Aero Velocity says, been adding skiff washers and CRK grease to a lot of the knives. Anyone doing this? Cause dang, it is my favorite. You know what you should try is Slick 'em all, dude. I'm telling you, if you like the Chris Reeve knives grease, try Slick 'em all from OCD for EDC. To me personally, that is the best, the absolute best for washers. It works great on bearings too, but it is a grease. And but it's really good though. Definitely try that shit. I can't recommend that enough. Herman Evolution. Is that a real thing? Or are you just fucking with me? Anyone have luck gifting a knife to your sister? There is a Spyderco S45 VN pair of 3 with a satin finish and pink G10 scales, but I don't know if my sister will EDC it. The pair of 3 is a small knife, not tiny, but it's compact. Let's say compact. I would say that's a good one. Another good one would be maybe like the pink pyrite, something like that. They also have the new mini pyrites. Those will save you some money. But if you're looking for something serious, yes, 45 pair of 3 is probably pretty good. And it'll hold an edge for a long time until you can sharpen it for. That's what I told my wife about guns too. I'm up to 4 safes. Let's not kid ourselves. We aren't selling anything. Is your Herman laying eggs, Tri-State? Tri-State's got a Herman? Tri-State's got a Herman? And you guys don't? That fucker's got one and you don't? What Neves is trying to say is to use my links. If I don't have what you need, you can check these after. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah, just go right to his. I'm just gonna leave a link to his shit from my channel right to his. Uh, maybe I should do that for a channel one of these days. You know, just to surprise one of the channels. Literally go and copy. And maybe I don't know if I can do that, but try to copy and paste their description in my description, just to get them some you know, some shit, some work. Cutting myself is pretty much a daily occurrence when making them. I bet. Do you know how many stitches I've ended up with from EDC knives? I believe 5 times in 2 staples. Yeah, exactly. My worst one by far has been my foot. That's really been the worst one by far. I could have died. That one definitely could have killed me. But I've been stabbed numerous times, 2 really close to each other. But I've been stabbed twice in the thigh, like about an inch apart. I got 2 scars, yeah, about that far apart from each other. I've been stabbed in the hand. My foot, though, yeah, that one's been the worst. I don't get cut often, but everyone who I sharpen a pocket knife for, average Joes, have cut themselves. Yeah, I told you guys about this story where I went to one of my family Christmas parties, and you know we do like the Secret Santa or whatever the fuck it's called, you know, where we pass on a gift, or you know, you pick a gift, whatever. Anyways, a guy got one of my gifts, so it was guys getting guys, girls getting girls gifts. Anyways, I obviously brought a knife, right? And it was a Kershaw that I sharpened. So I put my own edge on it, and it was a screamer. And I did it on purpose. You know, I was trying to, you know, maybe a little bragging rights. But the guy who got it was drinking. So he was a little inebriated, and he was fucking around with it, and he had it, and like 15 minutes later he comes walking up, and he's got a big, like, he cut the shit out of himself, and he's like trying to kind of hide it, you know, because he's drinking and everything. He doesn't want people to think he's just a moron. It's just the knife is so sharp, he's not used to a knife being that sharp. 10 minutes later, he cuts himself again. Both fucking thumbs are cut. And I feel so bad. I'm like, why did I put that edge on there? You know, because I should have thought about it. Like, I'm about to put like the sharpest edge that any of these people have ever experienced in their life. And they're drinking. Some of them, you know, the one who's going to get it is probably drinking. You know, a lot of them aren't drinking, but maybe I should put that. You can only win this if you're not drinking. It's usually my fixed blades that get me. Yeah, I've been got by everything, but it's usually folders for me, I think, personally. But there's no telling. My worst was the PM2 to the palm. Don't ask how. I've had some good ones to the palms too. I've actually been stabbed with my finger right here. The reason why it's numb is because I got stabbed right there. It hit a nerve, and it hit it good too. Like, it squirted for one. Number two, it felt like I got electrocuted when it hit, and my, like, it was so painful. You know, that's how you know when you hit a nerve, because some cuts are usually painless unless if you hit a nerve. So when you like, it hit the bone, the nerve shocked me, electrocuted me, and then the feeling just all went away. Like, I could tell, like, I severed the nerve. Now I just feel like a dumbass, but you're far tougher than my ass, Jared, or just a little more accidental. Kara have shoe room upstairs or anything? Kara have a shoe room upstairs or anything? No. Shoe room? No. She's got shoes in her closet. Hello, guys. Sorry for being late. Are you talking about because you can hear footsteps? Is that what you're saying? You can hear footsteps like crazy. I'm in the basement. Sorry for being late, but didn't get notified. YouTube, you son of a bitch, not giving out my notifications. When you grow up poor, it's hard to let go of stuff. That's true. Not lint so much unless I'm hungry, lint soup. So for me personally, and I'll actually explain that. Remember, for 6 months, Rickety, thank you, man. He's a fucking rock stud. Think about that. He's a 6-month rock stud. That is the highest tier member. And any rock studs, by the way, can request a one-on-one sharpening with me at any time. We've done it. And yeah, it's always an awesome way to learn sharpening and be able to just speak one-on-one. But yeah, man, I appreciate all the support, Record Team, man. Thank you so much, man. That's a huge blessing. And soon I'm hoping to have even more members because, like I said, we're going to be shutting down the Patreon. Random question: is AUS 10/154 CM comparable to 14C? Seems like 14C is amazing to a point, but the others are higher in bracket. No, I would say 14C is a little bit above AUS 10, and 154 CM is a little bit above 14C. So that's the way I would say it. 14C is you could say 9CR is comparable to 440C. So 14C, a little bit more than that. It's basically like a souped up AEBL. 154 CM has better edge retention. 14C has better toughness. I think 14C has better stain resistance. So 14C, in my opinion, is better, but I say it's better because of its ability to take low angle edges and its ability to take edges. So that's my favorite part about it. Now, 154 CM, yes, will outcut it as far as edge retention goes, but the edge that I put on this knife will be far sharper and have more stability. But 154 CM is a great steel. And like I said, yeah, you could say it's a bit better. My right thigh was my worst. A fresh 8K edge straight off the stone, got knocked off the desk and hit my thigh as it was falling and cut the living hell out of me. That one cost me 13 stitches. Yeah, I've had those. I actually had a Medford one time fall straight down into my fucking thigh. Let me what was I about to talk about? Oh yeah, hoarding. So because yes, I grew up very poor, and because I've lost so much my whole life multiple times, I can think of 5 times in my life, maybe even more, where I lost everything. Like there was a time, I guess we're fucking story time. I have a different story though, but we'll just start off here. So when I was a kid, we had to pack up and leave multiple times, me and my mom, and so we'd have to pack up and leave, like basically like in the middle of the night type shit. So we'd have to leave everything behind. And I remember one time we left everything. Like we didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on one second.
When we were sending a knife to, wanted a knife that was intention was to cut very thick straps, like zip ties, but just a thick ass hard plastic. Would you want thicker geometry for that? He was using a Kershaw leak and fucked it all.
No, you don't want a Kershaw leak.
Right. Okay.
You need something with a big handle. But what I would say is get clippers. Get snips. Okay, let's say if he doesn't get snips, but he should get snips for that. But what I would say is you could get something with a big handle, like it's like a Spyderco or something that has a good handle.
We're sending it. So.
Oh, we're sending it. Well, then I'll find something, whatever.
Well, I was just asking though about the geometry of the blade.
The blade geometry. I mean, you don't want it to be super. You don't want it to be thick or you want it to be a little bit of both. You want some stability in it, but you also want it to still be nice and slicey. So you want a little bit of both. What you don't want the leak. The reason why the leak is bad is because the handle's so small. Right. You can't get leverage behind the cut. A little tough shit, you know.
He really needs a couple probably knives.
Yeah, he needs snips. Bones, thank you for the 2 bones, brother. I appreciate it. So we had to leave so many times, and I remember we left one time, and because we left everything, we literally just left with like the clothes on our backs and like and some pictures. We literally left pictures. So my mom was like devastated about this. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go break into the house. Like, you know, it's our house. We're not allowed back in, you know, it's all locked up and shit. But I know how to get in. It's my house. So, you know, I went and broke back in. Now I couldn't get the TVs and all the furniture and everything, but what I was able to get was like boxes of pictures, right? You know, and that was like the most treasured thing, right? You know, because you're thinking that's the memories, right? The objects you can replace, but you can't replace these pictures, right? So like, because things like that happen so many times throughout my life, I have a thing with you know, like losing things. I cherish things, and like there's been things that like I love dear. Like, but I have a note over here from my brother who passed away 1 year before he. I almost lost it, but 1 year before he passed away, he wrote me a note, and it's like the best note you could ever read. Right? Like it's so good. Like one day I'll read it on here. It was on my birthday, and he wrote it to me, and just everything in there, what was like, it's just so well said. It's a great letter. Anyways, I forgot about it. A year after he died. So he wrote it to me a year before he died. A year after he died, I found it. And I was like, holy shit, I forgot all about this. And it was almost like I was reading a message from him, you know, a year later, because I forgot all about it. I didn't even know about it. He had left it to me when we were at a hotel party for my birthday. We were getting fucked up, and he left it for me, you know, in the hotel room for me to read. Fine, I kept it. I lost that at one moment, along with a lot of other things, and well, I thought I did, and I thank God that it actually wound up in, because I had this box when I had to, you know, lose a lot of shit. I saved this box full of like the stuff I am not allowed to lose. Like I cannot lose this stuff. And some of the stuff I still did, but I was able to retrieve a few things. And one of those things was that. So like, that's something that's very treasured to me, but I've lost things like that. Like even like his ashes, right. My brother's ashes, you know, without going into too many details, got raided and taken by the cops. So, you know, like, fucking I've lost so much shit that it kills me inside to lose things. So I do have a not a hoarding problem, because I definitely don't have a hoarding problem, but what I do have is a problem with I don't want to let something go that I cherish. And even though like I'm pretty good with like, you know, fuck it, sell it. Like my dad was a dealer, man. Nothing didn't have a price tag. And I mean fucking nothing. Like he would literally buy, and I'm not joking about this. Like you guys might think this is a joke. I promise you I'm not joking. He would buy me a birthday gift and sell it the next day. I'm not joking. He would literally buy me a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, and then 3 days later be like, hey, I gotta sell this fucking thing. And then he would just give me the money for it, and we'd split it. But that's how he was. So he raised me to be, you know, like, you know, not a salesman, but somebody, you know, to where like, you know, if you buy something, somebody offers you more for it, that's a win, you know. It's kind of like Dana White, the way he gambles. He says, when I go into a fucking casino, if I come in with $50 and I win $50, I'm leaving. Right? If I come in and I win $500, I'm leaving. But the way he bets is he bets tens of thousands of dollars at a time. So when he wins a lot more. But you know, just putting it into perspective, right? Say your $500 is his 500,000. Anyway, so but that's also what they hate about him. They hate that he'll play until he wins, and when he's up, he leaves. That makes it to where the house loses every time against him. And since he has deep ass pockets, right? You think about Dana White, the owner of the UFC, his pockets are so fucking deep. Most casinos have kicked him out. He's not even allowed in a lot of casinos because of that reason. So my point by saying all that is that, you know, that you know, I was raised to you know, to be that way, you know, to be a gambler, but you know, leave when your chips are high, or you know, sell when it's the time. You know, and I've been like that my whole life. I bought and sold things my entire fucking life. But you know, I have this thing like with certain things that like I treasure, and some things I notice that I'm treasuring that I shouldn't, because it's kind of weird. It's because I've lost all those other things. So it's almost like I need to, like, almost like a squirrel, I need to accumulate these memories again or something. I don't know what's in my head. Sorry. Let's see here. Jared's dad reminds me of my grandpa, old school, tough as nails. I'll help you in a minute, baby. I'm almost done.
I just want that one KIZER where you did the shipwreck patina on the bolster, and it's green red card on the handle.
It's in that drawer over there.
This drawer right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jared's dad reminds me of my grandpa. Old school, cool, tough as nails with a code. Absolutely. Man, I have CPD do me dirty. Some cops just bogus. Say
hi. Bye.
Yeah, they've done me dirty too many times. Many times. Dana doesn't own it. President and CEO, same fucking thing. Jesus, Bones. Come on, Bones. Are you kidding me? Who if you say anybody's the owner or the face of it, it's Dana White. I stepped on one of my microscope slides. The glass was in there for a long time. Yeah, I've had a lot of things like that. Glass stuck in me, rocks, metal particles. Can't get enough of my concept. Tuckamore lately, zip ties, running fear. Yeah, the Tuckamore is a good one. I don't know if it'd be good for those zip ties, the ones he's talking about. I know the ones he's talking about. They're fucking super heavy duty. But regular zip ties, yeah, that'd be great. Do you know about the horned lizard? Yes. A species which shoots blood from its eyes as a defense mechanism. Yes, I do. I do know very well. It's a desert dwelling lizard. It has horns and all over it. And yeah, it shoots blood from its eyes when it's threatened. The knife restocker. Dana is the money maker. Yeah, I like to be the money maker. Sent you some replacement balls for your clicker. Did you? I got this one right here. One of the things I was going to talk about, so the story I was going to talk about, because this is a short one. We only have like 10 more minutes, so this is a short story. But it's about the first time my dad caught me selling drugs. Because he told me I wasn't allowed to sell drugs till I was 16. So I wasn't allowed to deal drugs or sell drugs. He said I could do what, if I wanted to smoke. And we're talking about weed, right? He's like, if you want to smoke weed or whatever, do whatever you want, but don't sell it, right? Don't sell it. And I was doing other things too. But the point is that was his rule, right? Not until you're 16, because like in my family, when you're 16, you're a man, right? You're a grown man. You've been working long enough. You've been, fighting and doing all kinds of shit long enough. You're a grown man at 16. So I was pretty much treated like a grown man by the time I was 14, but by the time I'm 16, you're really treated like a grown man. Anyways, the point is that I was sitting in the living room with my brother in front of me, and we got it. My dad's in bed, so I don't give a fuck. I just got off of worked fucking all week, busting my ass, doing construction, got my check, go buy my little bag. I'm about to flip, make some money on it. I have it all broke down, in front of me on my lap. We got all these little bags, eighths and quarters and shit. And my dad, I didn't know because my back's to the thing. And Ange, I see Andrew's face, and he's just like this, and I was like, "Fuck!" I knew right away. My dad's behind me. I looked back. My dad's standing there in his whitey tighties, with the biggest smile on his face. Biggest smile. He's like, "I caught you. I caught you." He fucking grabs it, and obviously, tried to say, say, no, it's mine. He's like, bullshit, don't lie to me, boy, because that was the worst thing to do to him. Don't fucking lie to him. He's like, you got it backed up in all kinds of bags. Anyways, he gave me money for it though. Like he didn't, but he did kind of strong arm me though, because he gave me half the money. He actually sold it. I told you guys, everything was for sale. He sold it, got the same, pretty much the same amount I paid for it, and then gave me half of it. But to me that was awesome. On my 16th birthday, he got me a pack of cigarettes. And I used to think, I think I told you as this, but I used to think like that was a negative thing. But for some reason, like in my head, I was like, my fucking dad, all he got me for my birthday, on my 16th birthday. Technically, like I know boys don't really have golden birthdays and stuff, but that would be my golden birthday. Right? Not that fucking means anything, but I'm just saying, to me, it was like, I work really hard to do all this shit, It's like my dad fucking got me a pack of cigarettes. And at the time, they were like $3.50, $4 or something. So it's like my dad spent $4 fucking on me for my birthday. He spends more than that on me on a Tuesday. Anyways, but I realized what it was it was more of you're a man now, you know, like you know, because I smoked cigarettes, but he would never buy them for me. Other people would, other family, whatever, you know, anybody else would, right? And he'd turn his head, but he wouldn't, right? Until I was 16 because I wasn't a grown man yet. So when I turned 16, it was basically like, you know, his acceptance, you know, that I'm a grown man now, I'll get you cigarettes now, you know, and shit like that. You know, you do what you want. And I understand it now. But at the time, you know, some lizards are just wild. Okay, so since we are at the end of the show, fragrance of the day, really quick. So the one I'm wearing is actually MISSONI Wave. This is more of a summertime fragrance. I was more in the house. I only put it on after I got out of the shower, after my workout. But this is an absolute banger. This is a super freshy. To me, this is one of the best office / gym fragrances. It's very similar to Versace Pour Homme, if you know that. And Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. All three of those are almost exactly the same. This is a crowd pleaser. Everybody loves it. A masculine men's fresh fragrance. It's super fresh, like extremely fresh. Like it smells like fresh, clean linen with like a little tiny hint of citrus. It's fucking fire. But badass gym fragrance, any type of fragrance, really. And you can wear this in the winter. You can pull this off in the winter just because it's a freshie, but freshies aren't made for the winter. Now, a winter fragrance, right? I will say this, Game Time, though. Game Time. Maybe I should just link it right now. Game Time. That's all I'm going to say. Game Time. Fucking get that shit. Do not pass that up. That is one of the best men. It only grows on you more and longer, too. Like, the more you have it, the more it just grows and grows on you. Motherfucker. I think it's only $42 right now on my link. Yes. Is this it? Yes, I got it. So $42 right now. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This stuff, I already talked about it earlier, so I'm not gonna go into great detail, but it's at the top of the description. It just says Game Time and it's underneath it. But yeah. So the one I am going to talk about is the one that I was recommending to somebody as for a perfect winter fragrance. Game Time is a great winter fragrance, so this is be good in any season right here. This one you don't want to pull off in the hot summers. This one's not a hot summer fragrance. This one's more of a colder. You can pull it off in the night of a summer day, summertime, but not in the heat of the day. It's too sweet, but it's perfect for the cold weather, nighttime, when it's cooler, when it's raining, fall weather, springtime, things like that. That's when it's perfect. Let's pull up the notes. It's an absolute banger. It is a here it is. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this up at the same time while I'm talking. It is a fragrance that kind of reminds you of the seasons, you know. You can see it's got vanilla, sweet, amber, cinnamon. The cinnamon is what makes you think of fall a little bit more. And then, you know, it's got the caramel in it. The caramel makes it smell a little bit gourmand. So it has a hint of gourmand. And when I say gourmand, it means edible, right? It almost smells edible, but you can tell it's not edible, right? You can tell it's, you know, it's a fragrance, but it almost does, you know, it's leaning towards being gourmand. So it's a super sweet, heavy sweetness. Vanilla, sweet, and amber right off the bat. That's sweet. Cinnamon, you can even consider cinnamon, you know, even though it's a spice, you know, that kind of is a hint of sweetness. Caramel too. So lots of sweetness in this, but very powerful. It is a banger. I haven't seen anybody who didn't like it. Kara freaking loves it. Like everybody fucking loves it because it's not a fragrance that you can never smell this and be like, yeah, that's not good. You can never do that. You might say it's a little too sweet for me, or you know, you might want something else at the moment. But when you smell it, you'll find out, like, you'll be like, oh yeah, holy shit. Like it's one of those fragrances, like as soon as you smell it, you're like, oh my goodness, like it's special. It's very, very special. I'm savoring this little bit in this bottle because it's so powerful. You don't need much. You just need a little pop. And yeah, man, you'll it lasts like all day. If you put it on your clothes, it'll last 12, 16, 18 hours. In a good way though, man. Sometimes, man, I've sprayed it on at night, like when I'm like doing like date night with the wife, and then in the morning I'll wake up and I'll still smell it on myself. Smelling good as fuck. Dave with the 10 bones. Otis says, have a good weekend. Dads are great. Dads are great, man. Dads are great. And you know, it sucks that they I hope I was able to make my dad feel you know, a type of way before he died, but it does suck that most men are not gonna feel or not gonna be loved or missed until they're dead, you know, and it's just the way it is for a man, you know. So fucking suck it up. Thank you for the 10 bones. I appreciate it. I can't remember going and buying them for my mom. I can remember going and buying them for my mom when I was 7. Cigarettes cost 9 rubles. Yeah, I used to do the same thing. My mom would pull up to the gas station. I would run in for her because back then the gas station attendants, they knew everybody who pulled into the gas station. They knew exactly what you wanted. Some of them were full service where they'd come out, but then they stopped that shit, especially, you know, the worse the neighborhood got. But my mom would be like, just go in there and grab me, you know, a pack of Now 100s. That's what she smoked at the time. Now 100s, 2 bones, $2. And they'd give me, I'd be like 5, 6, 7 years old. They'd give them to me. But you know, that was the different time, you know. Stronger with You intensely is perfect around a fire on a cold night. Arthur knows this fragrance. Great for the holidays. Azzaro, the Most Wanted, is similar. So I have Azzaro Wanted by Night, which I can see what you're saying. I don't know about the Most Wanted, but I'm saying as far as Azzaro Wanted by Night, I can see what you're saying. I wouldn't say they're like, I would say they are still 2 completely different fragrances, but I see what you're saying. They're for the same reasons. And that's another thing. Yeah. Azzaro Wanted by Night. That's another one that's really good for the fall, really good for the fall, really good for the winter, good for the cold weather. I remember buying some Coke. What? I remember buying a Coke. Oh, Coke and a pack of Marlboros. Give $1 and get back change. I'm 64. Yeah, man. My goodness. And it doesn't seem like it's slowing down, does it? Wow. That question just made me feel old as fuck. Like, thanks, Lacey. But yeah, the Azzaro fragrances are really good. They are. The one I have is a spicy sweet Azzaro Wanted by Night. It has a cool bottle. It almost looks like a revolver cylinder to a revolver, but it's sweet and spicy at the same time. It has a cinnamon in there. That one actually has tobacco in it too. So that one has a little bit of a tobacco note. To me, it reminds me a lot of Spice Bomb. Hey, Jared, which one of the Paco Rabanne 1 million cents is discontinued? Lucky. They have a few, and I wanted to make sure I grabbed the right one. Lucky. That's the one you want. Lucky. I got the Eau de Toilette, the EDT. Banger. That's the one you want. I have about 3. I have 3 of the 1 millions, and Lucky, in my opinion, is by far the favorite. By far. There's one other one that I do like a lot, but it's like far second. No matter how old you get, that doesn't mean you have to stop being that immature kid you always were. There you go. It's a good way to put it. I like that. But you know, when it's time to be a man and man up, it's time to man up. Let's see here. Makes sense. Just funny here. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. I talked about the Kershaws. I talked about the ZT being on the site. We didn't check out tools for gents. I did want to do that. Oh, the EMP EDC. I wanted to talk about that for real quick. Damn it, it's up there. I just did that video on it. You guys seen it earlier? Tell you what, man, that EMP EDC is a banger. You tried the Alexandria Dark Knight, supposed to be a good Killian Black Phantom. I have not tried that one. No. I do have a couple other Alexandria testers that I really like. I'm thinking about getting a couple big bottles of some of the ones I have, but we'll see how it goes. I talked about that. Yeah, I guess that's it. We'll call it quits. Dagger has an OTF that they just dropped. I got on the way, and Maxace. Maxace has looks like a badass OTF. A badass OTF. I'm actually wondering if it's going to be better than the EMP. I don't think so. I think EMP is probably going to be tighter. The Maxace is definitely more extravagant, but yeah, they're both dope though. Do you know anything about Taylor Seto custom ballad songs? I do not. I'm not really into the ballad song world. Not that I wouldn't, dip my toes in. Can you explain how different potency works in cologne? Some fragrances smell different depending on the potency. So EDT is eau de toilette. EDP is eau de parfum. And then there's parfum. Parfum would be the highest concentration. EDT is the lowest. So EDT, eau de toilette, lowest concentration. The next highest concentration would be EDP, eau de parfum. Then parfum is the most. Now, the thing is that just because one has less oils in it than the other one doesn't mean they're going to smell identical. Doesn't mean this one, sometimes it does. Sometimes it means this one's just going to be a stronger version of this one. But in many cases, all three of them, you wouldn't even think are from the same bloodline. And sometimes, like they're just the complete opposites. And the reason why is because when you start increasing notes in a fragrance, everything changes. You can have a fragrance, and if you only have this much of this note in there, well, it's not going to be, overpowering. But if you add a little bit more, it's going to completely change the scent. So don't ever think, oh, I got the EDT and I love it. I'll just get the parfum and it'll be way more powerful. And, it'll be so great. Because most likely it'll still be great. Like most likely, if you love the one, you'll love the other, but don't expect it to be the exact same. Sometimes they are, though. Sometimes they are. Sometimes, just the way that it increases with the oils, it just gets, stronger and longer lasting. Now, if you want a stronger, longer lasting version of whatever you have, look for the intense version. That's what that means. So like I said, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. So they make Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. The Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense is the longer lasting, more powerful version. That's the one I recommend because it's better for your money. But that's basically, a quick understanding of it. So, okay. So if you want my honest opinion on... What the fuck? Oh, here it is. If I'm going to give you my honest opinion on the knives, really quick, dropping shit, really quick from Winter Blades. So we have this Winter Blades. I would say this is my least favorite, even though I still like it. So when I say least, it doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means this is my last one. The factor, I would say I like the detent more on this than I do on the new one, but I like the size and the ergonomics. I love everything about this one more except for the detent. I wish the detent was the magnetic detent like this one, because it's such a crispy, you can hear it. It's like it almost, it's such a powerful, maybe you can't hear it, but it's got a very snappy detent. So with this, it's more like a crossbar lock detent. Now, he did say, let me be clear, he did say he's strengthening them, though. This is a weaker version because this is a prototype. He said he's going to have the springs upsized a little bit to be a little bit stronger. And so this is, and I'm going to do that to mine. I'm going to put a stronger spring in, or I'm going to stretch it and I'll make it stronger. And you absolutely can, because the way the detent is set up, that if you just put more tension in, it's going to be a stronger detent, but this is probably my favorite one yet. But like I said, though, as far as the detent and the action goes, I'm gonna have to say this one's better. I like even I love the action on this thing. But as far as ergonomics goes, the size, the geometry, all that, this one's definitely the winner. I freaking dig this. They're just different, you know, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me. You know, I think a lot of people will agree with me too. This is what I think he should have did. I think he should have did it just like this and put the magnets in there for the detent. That'd have been dope. I'm surprised he didn't stick with the magnetic lock. I don't know if he was trying to get away from magnets on this one, and because he only did one magnet, that's the thumb stud. Everything else is not magnetic. So I don't know if he was trying to get away from magnets on this one, because some people were bitching because of magnets for whatever reason. Some people were saying they're pacemakers. Some people were saying, you know, stuff would get stuck, whatever, right? Maybe he was doing that for them. I don't know. But I hope in the future he does go back to the magnetic detent and the magnetic lock, because this is such a strong locking system. It's crazy how strong it is. I would love to get one and test that damn strength. I honestly think it probably, I don't know if it beat this or not, because this is a very strong locking system too, but I would love to find out. You know, that is something I would freaking dig to see. You know, how strong is that lock? The more the scent sticks closer to the skin. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for all the donations. Shout out to all the new members. Shout out to all the members that already were. I do greatly appreciate all the support. And we need to do a giveaway soon for the members. And what else? Tomorrow, I got a few videos going up. I do have an EDC bag video I'm putting together that I think is going to be pretty cool. It's like different ways to, not different ways to carry, but just like badass EDC bags, you know, and like pouches, you know, and like kind of like how I carry them and good ways to carry them and how to think about it and stuff. I'm going to hopefully try to put together a good video for that one, you know, with some good vibes and shit. We'll see how it goes, because I know I do a lot of top down. I like to do a little bit of everything, you know, so I try to work on some bigger, funner, more enjoyable videos in between, you know, while I'm dropping, you know, like the tabletop videos. Anyways, thank you guys for all the support, man. I love you guys. Work hard, stay tough. You know, society's relying on you. Until next time, peace.